কত সময় লেগেছে? Okay, it took us 52 days? 54 days. 54 days to shoot this.
Gormi che udhar.
Is she speaking Gujarati or Bengali? What is she speaking?
I am trying very hard to speak in Bengali.
No, we shot in winter. It wasn't, no garmi varmi che, thandi che.
No Gormi. No Gormi. I'm sure you must have also learned the language since you shot there. For 50 days.
Hey, sir speaks very good Bengali. Sir, Bengali.
Can we have a few lines in Bengali from you, sir?
Sometimes the people forget who I'm married to.
I'm from the same hometown. Can we have a few lines in Bengali from you?
Sir, কিছু বলে দিন।
একটু জানি, বেশি জানি।
That was good enough. Sujoy, would you like to share with us how we are intending to promote the film and what is the innovative idea that we have?
Okay, this is my cue to bring out this piece of paper and read out, since I haven't learned it. Okay, so here, listen carefully. We want the audience to promote the film. No, sincerely, we want the audience to promote the film. I mean, even though Alok class said it, but we want the audience to promote the film. So we have tied up with 60,000, how many? 60,000 artists, graphic designers to take the campaign ahead. And it's called Teen It Around. Teen It Around, as in TE3N and you can find all the details on www.teeniitaround.com. And the 5 categories are: you can make a poster, you can choose the song that you want to see, make the game you want to play, choose the information you want to hear, and the final one, any other ideas. Okay, and this is the power of Teen, where all the filmmakers and the media and the audience will come together to create a promotional campaign which hopefully will benefit us and involve you in the process. And we would really want all of you to come and participate in this. So if you go to www.te3niitaround.com, you'll get all the details there.
Yes. So I know you must... Yes, sure.
I just want to elaborate on that. Every producer, when he finishes a film, we all sit down. There's a huge marketing team now that sits down to decide on how we need to promote the film. Marketing and promotion has become a very important element in all film productions these days. And it's a very professional, recognized, very well-educated, academic group of people who come across and give you wonderful ideas, and they are fantastic. I just felt that during that meeting, and which we shared with everyone else, that maybe this is something that we see in almost every kind of promotion in all the other films. So you have, of course, the one-on-one interviews, but you have presence of artists at some of the very prominent TRP shows on television. You make city tours, and you go to malls, and you talk to people, and you expect the crowd to come there. And I just felt that with the kind of budget that we have in this film, with the kind of star cast we have in this film, with all due respect, we are not the biggest stars which can attract a lot of people to come and see our film. So, no, seriously. I felt that it would be an unnecessary expense to go through this entire procedure and not see the final result. So I suggested that maybe we can save on the budget, save on this expense of marketing, and maybe after seeing the film and maybe after talking today, we could invite the audience of what they see and what they feel. A film like this should be promoted, and how they feel that a film like this should be promoted, which is why the initiative that the producer and all the people in the marketing department very readily agreed, and I'm very happy that they're all here today, and they will have an opportunity to elaborate on that. But really, this is not something of a joke, it's not something humorous, but seriously, this time we would like the audience to tell us how to promote a film. A film, a trailer of which you have already seen. And some of the elements that Sujoy just read out are very pertinent. And there is a technical backup to that where every suggestion of yours that comes in under various headings will be looked at, will be computerized, will be reacted to, and we will put that out into the public market, again, through your medium, to let the people know that this is what has been coming into us, what they feel about it. And maybe this way we could perhaps continue conversation about the film, talk about the film, and yes, if there are ideas and concepts which we feel and which the marketing team feels is good enough and intelligent enough for the promotion of the film, then we will acknowledge it. We will perhaps give some kind of an award for it, and hopefully that we will encourage people to talk more cinema, talk more about film, rather than do something that everyone is now usually used to. That basically was the idea. So this afternoon we will, of course, initiate something like this, and maybe when you put out your questions to us, we will answer more. But that is really a very comprehensive idea of what we want to do as far as the marketing is concerned. So yeah, a little more on the making of the film. I'll talk about myself, and then Vidya and Vibhu and Sujoy can talk about it. Suggesting Calcutta has always been a great benefit for me, because many of you may not know, but I had my first job in Calcutta, in Kolkata. It was Calcutta then. That was in 1962. I worked for almost 7-8 years in a managing agency house as an executive. I was in the coal department, so a lot of the inputs that came in an earlier film of mine, which was made by SG, called Kala Pathar, a lot of those inputs came from my own experiences in coal mines, and where I had to actually train for 2 months. And Calcutta has always been, at that time, a city that has been very close to me. I've been very attracted to it, primarily because you get your first job there, and you get the freedom, you get the independence, you start living on your own, and you build a kind of relationship. And Calcutta has a very unique way of every evening you would meet the same people at all the prominent places, and still never get bored of meeting them, because everyone had something fresh to say, something unique to do, something unique to talk about. It's art and culture is obviously associated with Bengal, but that apart, there's this famous adda that everyone has in Bengal, where everyone gathers together and they talk about various subjects, and it's such a wonderful feeling. So for me to get back there and to visit old sites and old locations, I must have stayed in at least 10 different places there, as a paying guest, as a rented place. So just being in that environment has always been very exciting. I do want to say to the production that they were absolutely marvelous in the way they produced the film. Gave me and all the artists working conditions which are so conducive to actually putting your heart and mind into the film. Sujoy was absolutely right when he said that some of the locations that he was going to take me to shoot in I'd never ever seen before, despite the fact that I'd lived in Calcutta and for 8 years. And there were some ironic situations as well. For example, we were shooting in an old mill once, and almost 2 hours into the shooting, I actually disclosed to them that this was one of the mills which were under the company that I was working with, and we used to come here to train. So there were a lot of ironies like this. But also, I want to thank the government of West Bengal for providing us incredible amount of facilities, whether it was in the permissions that we got to shoot in locations which no one had ever shot before, like the Writers' Building, which is the secretariat of the government, to be able to shoot inside there, to get permission to work there. The kind of security arrangements they made for us were just phenomenal. We had to drive long hours forests which were near Shantiniketan. And it was just amazing that despite the heavy traffic that we would face in these 4 hours drive, 4 hours going and coming, that's like 8 hours of just being on the road, was just absolutely so amazing. And we never ever had any problem with crowds at all. Ribu just mentioned that the people of Kolkata are truly educated about cinema, and they know, they understand when they're told to keep quiet because we are shooting Sing Sound, or they're asked to move out of the frame. There's never been a problem with them because they understand cinema and the way it is shot, and their cooperation. And to the people of Calcutta, I'd just like to say a big thank you, and to the administration for providing us this great amount of help and assistance.
Mr. Bachchan?
Yeah, are we okay to go for question now? You want to say something else? Yeah, all right. So,
Sandeep here from afternoon, sir. First of all, let me begin with congratulating you for the night award.
oh, thank you so much. It's all right, I can hear you, it's fine.
I would like to know, you have played many vigilante characters in your previous films. So how is this character different from those characters?
Yeah, first of all, we have to establish whether I'm a vigilante in the film or not. I hope that's going to be a part of the mystery. But one of the things that Ribu said to me when he was designing the character was, I don't want you to be who you've already been in so many other films. At this age, it's not much of a challenge because what you see me physically is what you will find in the film. Yes, he never wanted me to be aggressive. He wanted me to have a kind of tone to my voice, which you may have noticed, I'm not sure whether you did, which was almost like he's an old man, he's weak. He's an Anglo-Indian, his name is John Biswas. It's an Anglo-Indian family. And one of the reasons why we were shooting in Goa was because we wanted the character to be Anglo-Goan. But when we shifted to Kolkata, we made it Anglo-Indian. There's a very large population of Anglo-Indians in Kolkata, and I had, through my experiences of 8 years, interacted with them. So we had some of their mannerisms and the way they behave already with them. But when we did the research on Anglo-Indian characters there, we found them no different from any one of us. I mean, they spoke Hindi beautifully, and they hardly ever spoke Bengali. So most of this, because we had already done Piku and I'd already spoken Bengali, a lot of it was there, played that character, Ribu decided that I must play something which is a departure from that. And that's how we actually came to that that condition of the character. Yes, there will be a vigilante, and I think that if we disclose all that, then we will disclose the story. But these are some of the things that Ribu wanted me to do. He wanted me to play a very weak, bold character who's distressed by the fact that there has been a tragedy in his family and how he's going to go about making amends.